one of the tadpoles that still has a tail and little legs too. And that's not what you thought I was going to say, was it? You see, it's a hike. It's a climb. A Texas climb straight up from Lake Travis through Lake Pointe Preserve, straight up. I know this climb well. In fact, my son and I know it very well, as it's one of our favorite fishing and tadpole spots. It's hidden under the crystal green waters only found in the Texas Hill Country. No one is ever there, ever, which is why we love our spot so much. As we journey home that crisp day in January last year, my phone rings. Weird, as it was a holiday Monday. I knew it was the call we had anticipated for 10 days. Carly, Dr. Gambarin, your surgeon. You know the needle biopsy we did 3 weeks ago, the one we thought that was negative? Well, it's positive. You have stage 3B melanoma. It was confirmed in your surgery last week. Wait, what do you mean, doctor? I mean, you need to get an oncologist immediately. You have full-blown melanoma skin cancer. Not skin cancer on the outside of your skin, but on the inside of your body. I have an oncologist I can recommend, but you need to make an appointment tomorrow. It's critical. So there I stopped up that steep Texas climb I referenced. Stopped dead in my tracks, rocks sliding out from underneath my step, tears falling, hidden, thankfully, behind my sunglasses. The kind of tears you can't control because they just fall. Fortunately, my son and our big red dog were pulling up the hill ahead of me with determined vigor and speed that only 9-year-old little boys have. Mommy, why did you stop? You're never far behind me. Usually I'm the one trying to catch up with you. Mommy, let's go. Coming, babe. I'll be right there. And so I was, as I always am for him. But now what? I can't put words around what it feels like to get the cancer call. You can't describe it unless you've traveled down that road. You hear the words stage 3 cancer. Oh, I have stage 3 cancer. I eat more vegetables before 10 a.m. than most people eat all day. I teach cycling 3 days a week. I exercise 6 days a week. I take pride in meal prepping and planning to put the most nutritious food in our bodies. I also take pride in living a strong, healthy life, not only for me, but most importantly for my son. I sneak off away from little ears in the house and I call my parents. As their only daughter, I deliver the news. And at this time, I am thankful that it is me with the cancer and not them. I say, please don't ask me any questions because I don't know any answers. All I know right now are 3 things. It's a holiday Monday, I have cancer, and I need an oncologist. Tuesday morning appears. The hectic routine of the school morning occupies our time quickly. The first call goes into Dr. Rhodes, my amazing dermatologist. I get a hold of her right away. Fortunately, I have her on speed dial and she accepts my calls. I found Dr. Rhodes the first week we lived in Austin. She and I have had a quick bonding opportunity over the last 5 years, thanks to skin cancer. When my son and I moved to Austin 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with melanoma in my leg, stage 2. 2 surgeries, sentinel node biopsy, clear margins, no further protocol except skin checks every 3 months. Easy, I can do that. 2 years later, in June of 2013, a new mole appears on my shoulder. In a matter of 5 weeks, it came out of nowhere. I have a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach. I text Dr. Rhodes. I need to see you. I have an appointment in 2 weeks, but I don't want to wait. She says come in today, so I do. Stage 1 melanoma. Round 2, here we go. I got this. I can do this. Again. 25 stitches later, clear pathology. I'll see you in 3 months, Dr. Rhodes. Happy life, here I come. So I call her again that day and deliver different news this time. News that either of us want to accept. Dr. Rhodes helps me get into an oncologist that week. At my first appointment in Austin, all options are explained based on my diagnosis. The doctor's orders scans. The news is scary. Actually, the not knowing before the scans is terrifying. You find yourself in and out of doctor's appointments, and you hear words like interferon, recurrent melanoma, infusions for 6 hours a day for the next year, disability, and melanoma. By the way, did you know it was a silent killer? That's really what I needed to hear. These are the words that I remember. I do remember thinking, though, how do I have an oncologist, and what in the hell is she saying? The only word you hear is cancer. My girlfriend and running partner and I leave that first appointment. It's cold, it's raining, and the news is heavy. We sit side by side at a local restaurant for hours. We don't say much. I can't because I'm processing. I now know what we're dealing with. Stage 3, recurrent malignant melanoma in the right lymph node chain under my arm. Not good. Where did it come from? On the inside. How does it get there? I decided quickly to educate myself, ask a lot of questions, and build the best plan I could. I'm a planner. I tackle life headstrong. I love adventure. I take pride in being present. I'm passionate, motivated, and determined. Positively sunshine. That's what I'm known for. So sitting here being stagnant, not doing anything, but trying to manage through stages of emotion and grief wasn't going to help me. I needed a plan now. So I wake up early that next morning and I craft an email to 2 of my dearest childhood friends. Conveniently, both are doctors living and working in Houston in the medical center. One a dermatologist, the other an immunologist who was battling breast cancer at the time. I share what I know. I ask them what I should do. And then I tell them, I think I want to be an MDA in the Melanoma Center. How do I get in? Help me get in. They tell me what to say in my application process at the Melanoma Center. Use words like malignant, stage 3, recurrent. And I do, because that's what I have. I get my first appointment within 2 weeks. From day one, the experience at MD Anderson was remarkable. After a full day of testing, scans, blood work, and meeting my oncology team, I wrapped my head around beating this silent killer. And now I have a team, an oncology team, the smartest collection of team players dedicated to this disease and conquering it. My team is confident and outlines the plan. I don't have much input, but to pick dates for surgery and treatment. I want to step back quickly and share with you a resource, Wonders and Worries. Wonders and Worries works with families of all stages of survivorship by those that are affected by serious disease. They provide individual and group support services for children ages 2 to 18, in addition to supporting parents and caregivers. Our family took advantage of these incredible services and even more amazing counselors. They were able to prepare us for what to expect within the family, words to use to explain this life chapter to my son, and individual counseling to console him on mommy's illness and the different stages. Valentine's Day last year, I shared the news with my son. The hardest conversation I've ever had to have. It takes nothing but incredible courage and faith. Shortly thereafter, surgery follows at MDA. I'm surrounded by my mother and my 4 closest girlfriends as I'm wheeled away and comforted in prayer. A radical dissection down my right side was the first step. However, once I was discharged, I was able to recover back at home in Austin. When we arrived home, my son wasn't scared by my condition or the new attachments on the side of my body because of his counseling and hands-on experience at Wonders and Worries. We made helping mommy fun. From moving to the bed to the couch became an event. And cleaning drains became quite fascinating to a 9-year-old little boy. I was in great hands with my little oncologist, Steele, 24/7. During the 3-week recovery, a minor setback lands me in the hospital, a soft tissue infection. Needless to say, it was the worst I felt throughout the entire journey, the worst. However, it was during this time that we learned the official results from my surgery. The cancer was contained to the entire lymph node chain under that right arm, the same chain that was removed. I was cancer-free. The surgery removed it all. We celebrate over Jell-O and painkillers. We were winning the battle, but it still wasn't over. Treatment options follow from Team MDA. We have 3 to choose from. One that is highly recommended because of the amazing advancements in immunotherapy. However, it was a trial, and I have to be a perfect match. Strong enough and healthy enough to be accepted. It's also a trial of only 25 people, and there is 1 spot left. 1. We wait 2 weeks. Good Friday, we received the news that I'm accepted. My first treatment is in May, this time last year. Trips to MDA follow weekly. Tuesday was our lucky day. I made it fun. I made it about my amazing support network of girlfriends, which allowed my parents to have a break. Girlfriends came from Florida, San Antonio, El Paso, Austin, and we made the road trips fun since I needed a driver. It was about being present with my wonderful friends. 7 or 8 hours of uninterrupted girl time in the car. Can you imagine? As busy working moms, we don't even get 7 or 8 minutes, much less 8 hours. The time and perspective with these girls was precious. The memories won't ever escape. I was able to get back to working during this time, which was a blessing. While managing through the injections and working, some days were definitely better than others. My support group at work couldn't have been better. And it was great for me to start getting pieces of my life back. At the end of August, I successfully completed the treatment and received glowing reports from my oncologist. The targeted therapy consisted of 2 vaccines. We learned the targeted therapy essentially taught my body, the T fighter cells, to recognize and fight against melanoma in the future. The immunotherapy objectives were accomplished over time. 2016 finds me with my life back. My son and I are back into our regular routine. I'm feeling better than ever, and we get to go hiking to our spot as often as possible. Praise God. The take home that I want you to hear today is twofold. The big cancer, as I call it, originated from my 2nd melanoma in 2013. The one that was a stage 1 melanoma. Though pathology was clear and it was removed 2 years prior, it was still there. It was so aggressive, even at that early stage, it traveled into my lymph nodes under my right shoulder. There it stayed silent for 2 years. Once it decided to attack, it exploded. I found the swollen node under my arm Thanksgiving Day. I immediately sent Dr. Rhodes a text from out of town because I knew exactly what it was. It was that awful gut feeling telling me something wasn't right. The kind of feeling that you never doubt. I didn't have time to place myself on the back burner or delay in making phone calls for doctor's appointments. And this was before I even knew it was cancer. Hear me when I tell you my tumor was doubling in size every 10 days. Time was not on my side. As busy professional adults, distracted by so much, we don't prioritize our health. We take care of our kiddos immediately and our family members, but not ourselves. If I hadn't acted right away and been my own advocate for health, my story would be much, much different. Secondly, I now find myself in a crossroads where I'm ready to keep fighting and give to those who can't by inspiration, awareness, and raising funds. That is why I was so very honored to share my story on behalf of the Morton family. The journey has been long, scary, and enlightening, most importantly, allowing me to share and inspire others. I am confident that this is God's plan. If I educate or inspire one person, one family, and make a difference, then please know this journey, even the battle, has been worth it to me. Friends and girlfriends who traveled from Houston to be here tonight, thank you. And to everyone else in the room, thank you for being present this evening.